the Bulls' strategic coaching staff have got up their sleeve.
To utilise that blueprint that La Rochelle set and how this Leinster side are beatable.
Crouch. Boy.
They were almost perfect on their
Set.
scrums in the quarter-final in that South African derby, but an early penalty.
And Burr, what they need at scrum time. Messy ball at the back.
It's tapped back by Joe McCarthy, making just his 11th appearance for Leinster, and there goes Caelan Doris. Now Byrne, chance to launch one. Tambwe comes off his wing and claims it well. There were bodies all around him. One of them was David Creel as well, who'd risen to try and claim it.
Space on the edge here.
And now Moody looks for the inside pass. Berger short to Smith.
Use it.
This really the first bit of possession for the Bulls, but scrum half Berger elects to kick it away, and smashing into the tackle was Ruan Norke. Up the touchline goes Ringrose. Keenan Moody.
Keep coming,
Well,
White.
he loves open field in front of him. It was not the cleanest of connections, but he made up for it with perfect timing on the tackle.
Use it.
Leinster now look to work the short side. Doris helped out by Josh van der Fleer. And now Leinster look to run through Henshaw. They keep it alive as well. Tap through. Tambwe had a slight slip, and here goes O'Loughlin. If he can control it, it might come for Sheehan, who rolls over.
And it all came from a very loose kick from Moody. Ross Byrne had good time to assess the options, and a perfectly weighted grubber, a little bit fortuitous there. But look at that work rate from your hooker. Second man behind your winger, and there to pick up the scraps and just reward for his hard work.
And the cheers go up for Ross Byrne. Smith gets us back underway. It was a good claim by Gary Ringrose. Gibson Park has got plenty of height on that. Moody timed his jump perfectly though. It gets it back for the Bulls to look to mount their first attack, but
Be at 120% on their executions. It was a nice take from Moody. He's been at least competitive with those balls in the sky, but you know, this is the kind of mistake you just don't want to be making. You drop your own ball going forward.
Boy. Set.
quick ball for Gibson Park. And Byrne helps it on to Larmour. He's got options outside him. And O'Brien and O'Loughlin decides to keep it in hand, and Byrne can now feed on to Doris. It's
advantage.
Come out on the Bulls side, and Kutsia to Smith. Quickly on from Robillard. And out wide, Tambwe, and he can be an impossible man to catch at times, but Leinster do get the numbers back. Kutsia and Smith combine again. So too Norkia. And not rolling away
To the
will
corner
mean
and trying to assert some dominance and driving over and scoring a try against, I'd say, almost every other team would be what you do. But Leinster, if they keep you out and you don't get any points from a visit to their half, you're not going to see that many opportunities.
Get off that zero, as we say.
And Chris Smith, who was perfect with the boot last week, delivers the first 3 points for the Vodacom Bulls. 9 wins out of their last 10 games for the Bulls, hitting form at exactly the right time of the season. Of course, it was a bit of a slow start, as it was for most of the South African teams playing on their mini European tours. When they got teams down to their own ground, boy, did they let them know about it. And it's a good take. And O'Brien onto Ringrose. Gibson Park feeds Sheehan. Byrne to Larmour. Henshaw looks for that big, strong fend. Leinster keeping the ball moving so quickly, moving the Bulls around the pitch. Ringrose with the latest carry. Now Doris. Up the Bulls.
Opportunity to attack, and if anyone can try and strategy of disruption, it's Jake White. He's done it in a number of roles and a number of parts of his career. Their position in the game.
Up goes Norkia.
Mo!
URC's Iron Man, who now presents it to Grobbelaar. Just outside the 22. Come to a bit of a halt. So Berger will look to Forster. Now it's the turn of the forwards, and Lowe always seems to break through that first tackle, and this is where the Bulls can be so good.
Quiet, please.
Gerhard Steenkamp. Elric Lowe once again. And Berger finds Grobbelaar. Now Mornay Smith bounces off the first tackle of his opposite number in Tag Furlong. In goes Kutsia, former Ulster player, and right through the middle goes Lowe. Stopped just short of the line. Here's Norkia.
Stay on side.
The Bulls fancying a sniff at a try of their own.
Offside.
There's advantage offside coming for offside.
Advantage 11
Can
offside.
they get through to breach that one final tackle? They certainly can. And it's the teenage fullback, Canan Moody, who goes over in the corner.
Play by the forwards. I'm not 100% sure, Rob. Maybe you can tell me here.
I think I'd like to have
with your younger eyes than mine.
Another look of it like you. Is there a full grounding on that?
It went wide. This was the break from Elric Lowe, wasn't that really good? He did a little pick and go. From that, this is what I was worried about.
No, I think he's dropped that. He's dropped that. Now, James Ryan's coming to speak to the referee, but the crowd are certainly let it be known that they're unhappy, and I think it's clear and obvious that there's no downward pressure on that.
So no try.
A huge amount of them. They've got to be nailing those, particularly semi-final time.
No.
Young Canan Moody.
Yeah, they'll come back for the penalty.
Elric Lowe will be the man to carry it, although it's on to Grobbelaar. There's no stopping it this time. Johan Grobbelaar.
It's a little bit of an insight. Is this straight out of the Jake White playbook? That's a beautiful little set-piece play.
I tell you what, we were talking before the game, Rob, and this is the kind of thing that Jake would do. He would have gone all week and said, we're going to go act as if we do a one-off runner, as if we're the big bully and we think we can just score, and we're going to do a sleight of hand around the back and we're going to put someone in. It's 100% Jake White's thinking. I love it. Of this part of the world.
And it makes the difference. Bobby thought that the South African teams might take a while to get used to playing in this format and coming to Europe and playing games, but they have certainly embraced it. Maybe a little easier than their European counterparts may have thought.
All on side. Use it.
Zach Berger Goes for the safety of the boot. O'Brien can't claim it cleanly, and Robillard picks up. Smith now looks for space, but he might have just overcooked that. He has.
No advantage.
Or an attacking line-out at least, and yeah, they're going to have to fight their way out of their own half.
Fine. Re-engage.
Yeah, I started talking during the matchups that are mouth-watering for the future of the URC and the future of competitions between teams like this.
Good elbow.
Well, we're starting to see new rivalries develop as well. Stormers Ulster could be a fascinating one tomorrow as Moody gets that one on to Creel. That's another penalty going the way of the Bulls. And the crowd.
But again, it's great to see the Bulls with that intent to have a goal from deep.
Well, that's a much better kick from Chris Smith. He is. Robillard looks to the back of the line out. Here comes Lowe off the tail. It's a terrifying prospect when he charges at full tilt. He's looking for the ball again there at the base of the ruck. He's being helped on by Gerhard Steenkamp, and now it comes out to Marcel Coetzee. Urge from the Bulls.
Make sure there's no knock-on.
We spoke about the physicality that the Bulls were going to try and bring, and this was one-off runners low from the back of the line-out, but also again that Jake White mark of sleight of hand, a lovely little move at the back of the line-out, set up for the big drive, and then the one-off runner, Marcel Coetzee, just picks it up around his ankle
at the moment.
So the on-field decision, Matteo, is try. Just check for a possibility for a knock-on.
So again, from the Bulls number 6.
So I think that
it was a reef from Robbie Henshaw, I think.
Perfect.
Numero 12 che rippa il pallone, però guardiamo anche questa immagine qua che si vede meglio.
Sorry, it's Dan Sheehan. Henshaw's right arm has a go at a reef,
so
which dislodges it.
By blue. I cannot see a clear knock-on by white, and
so
then
I think the try will
number
stand.
8 picks the ball up and scores a try, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Try stands.
And Chris Smith with the sends it high. Forster was going for it. Nobody.
Continue to stay very positive. Stay positive. Okay?
The kick was a little bit deep, but Robbie Henshaw made it a really good kick.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And a nice attacking opportunity for the home side. Gibson Park looks for Byrne and then loops around himself. It comes to Ringrose. Did well to hang on to it actually, and now it's Conan who is tackled. The rip came, the ball ended up on the Bulls side, but illegally so.
To release the player, and in that case he didn't.
First of all, they need to secure the line out. They haven't.
Yep.
It's Bulls' ball. And now they have to try to exit safely.
And
first of all through Lowe.
Onside.
And Berger will now clear. O'Loughlin can take though. Jimmy O'Brien inside him and the fullback takes off. Straight running from McCarthy, but it's there for Walt Steenkamp, and the clearance is charged down. Smith is now the last man back. We'll go back for the advantage though that was being played.
Coach! Bind! Set!
Pick up from Lowe. He's been instrumental in this comeback from the Bulls, turning the scoreboard around
Use it!
in their favour. Berger with the kick. O'Brien is attracted to it, and rightly so. Carry comes from Sheehan. And the referee in the way, he calls play on. It's Bulls' ball as they get the advantage, so he has to come back. And the scrum will go the way of Leinster as Andrea Piardi corrects himself.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
This time it will be the free kick, and Jamison Gibson Park getting on with things as quickly as possible. Hacked through, cleared away.
Stop, 7!
By Moody, and Byrne, the last man back for Leinster. Tambwe with a touch off the boot, and now the pickup. Runs into his own man.
Swelling in their support.
The Bulls have their mark, so too does James Ryan as he takes. There's advantage coming here, a free play for Leinster. And the backs will look to run it. Quick hands, wonderful from the centres, and here comes Larmour stepping back in field. That midfield access of Henshaw and Ringrose setting up this attack. There's further advantage coming here for Leinster. This is what they do so well, to grind you down. Joe McCarthy. And over for the score. Go very nicely.
And we'll see it again. Look at this offload. He creates the space for Larmour to have a go on the edge, get those dancing feet going. And then Leinster, Joe McCarthy, this is the game that they had to play. The first few minutes they were trying to force things, just trying to play a little bit too elaborately. And Henshaw started it all with that flick pass and ended it with a superb finish. Great strength in contact.
Draws that one back towards the post. It sails through. Henshaw, the creator and finisher. Strong carry from Conan. Gibson Park gets again plenty on that. Grobbelaar on the money again for Elric Lowe.
Down my white, down my white, down my white.
And that looks to be a bit of a mess that the ball will not be coming out of. Penalty.
Crouch. Bind. Set. 9. Let's go.
Gibson Park gets the hurry up from the referee. Now, that one will need to be reset. Full back with Moody moving up to the right wing.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So a slight reshuffle for the Bulls before half-time. Gibson Park again encouraged to get on with things, and Byrne to Larmour. Here's O'Brien. It's another brilliantly timed hit by Keenan Moody. Byrne right up into the line. It's kept alive.
Deco!
For O'Brien by Ringrose. And McCarthy. Byrne looks for space. Aronson will get his first touch. And elects to kick and test out Jimmy O'Brien. Counter-attack opportunity here for the Leinster fullback. The follow-up from Aronson is good, but O'Loughlin scampers down the left touchline. Now McCarthy, he's carried well in this first half. Byrne O'Brien spins out of one, then finds Ruan Norkia.
Play on, play on.
Gibson Park's got a fight on for it. Play on, says the referee. It has been stolen. It's Bulls ball again. And here goes Bota.
Use it.
As the rain comes down in Dublin. We've gone from bright sunshine to
use it.
torrential rain in a matter of seconds. It's been doing it all afternoon in the Irish capital. Tambwe chases that. He can't quite keep a hold of it, and it will be
ball needlessly to Leinster, give them the opportunity to counter-attack. You know, they've got some really good fielders off the ball in their back three. They should be playing to their strengths and using that contestable kick more.
So will it be a pivotal final minute in this first half? Leinster now get the dominance at the scrum. The penalty will be coming. Byrne looks for the 50-22 in any case. You can't quite get that, but
it's the same.
And Leinster might just get one last chance. Is there to be a late twist in the half as Doris makes the claim?
Keep it up, boy, keep it up.
The rain teeming down in Ballsbridge. Larmour runs straight at Smith. He's helped out by Kutsia, a try scorer for Leinster. Now it's Keenan. Gibson Park, short ball for Furlong. The options are back to the right-hand side for Porter. Byrne. And the dip of the shoulders from Ringrose. It's another one that's been stolen. That might just do it for the Bulls. Hendricks kicks clear. And where will this one end up? The ball staying in. O'Brien can't gather it. Aronsa can. And now who can claim possession? It will be a Leinster penalty.
The presence of the Bulls.
Right tussle with the Vodacom Bulls, who have given it their all on their trip back to the Northern Hemisphere. And was that an early knock-on straight away?
Tell you what they've done over the week, what they've done over the season, what they said they were going to do to Leinster, and they realised they might be in with a shout.
Crouch.
And other than the one slight slip from Kane Moody, they have been pretty clinical when they've got into Leinster territory. And they go blind through Elric Lowe.
Take our release. Knee on the ground.
He's going to fight on to get it back on the Bulls' side, and here comes Kutsia, try scorer in that first half. It is now there for Berger.
Stay on side.
Kutsia looks again. Now Grobbelaar, also a try scorer in that first half. So impressive the hooker has been all season. Berger feels like he's been dragged into that, but it will be there for Mornay Smith to pick and go. Big, strong, powerful prop forward. The Bulls knocking on the door early in the second half, as Leinster did in the first. Steenkamp. Now his namesake, the second row. Smith. As they go along the 5-metre line, Grobbelaar makes an extra metre or so. Leinster counter it. They fancy the turnover here, but it's still there for Berger. Lowe straightens, and that can be devastating. So close. Grobbelaar waits. Perhaps a key moment in this URC semi-final. And it pops up for Walt Steenkamp. The tackles come hard and fast from Leinster. They haven't missed one. Now it's Kutsia. A lot easier to say to stop him than to actually do it, but Leinster doing their defensive duties very impressively here. The crowd responding, but the Bulls just keep on coming and coming. Right under the posts. At some point, something has to give here.
Use it 9.
Berger gives it short. Well, this is so impressive from both sides. Now the pickup comes to within just inches of the Bulls, and it's a Leinster penalty. Just
carried on with the one-off runner for too long. You know, what a lovely straighten by Ulrich. Hasn't he been good so far? This was the ball that almost looked like they squeezed it over the line, but the contesting of the ball.
Never seen a clear picture. 10.
Sure. It's a lottery at when it's, you know, 2 meters away from the line, but fantastic Leinster defence. They've
permanently for David Creel after he failed the head injury assessment.
Take him back.
Ross Byrne, and then there's going to be a bouncing ball for one of Moody or Aronsa to deal with. It's with the replacement fullback. That one's going to swirl in the wind, and well taken by McCarthy. Gibson Park now over the top of Aronsa, who had a look over his shoulder just at the wrong moment. He decides to play it, thinks about taking on Larmour for speed, and Aronsa can be lightning quick from there. It goes loose though. Hendricks able to pick it up and maintain possession.
You pull back.
Now Katsia.
Use it.
A slight moment of calm before Berger can unleash the kick. Now Jimmy O'Brien, he's spotted acres of space over on the left-hand side. Moody has to turn, has to deal with this, and deal with it so well he does. A question of a knock-on from the supporters on that far side. Norkia knocked back, and Leinster get the penalty.
Time back on.
Sheehan delivers for Doris. Norkia in there trying to make an absolute nuisance of it. Has to make sure he rolls out the way. Gibson Park, it did go backwards, albeit that it was untidy. Now Leinster gets some front foot ball. Porter, Gibson Park, and now on to Furlong. Coming in waves are Leinster through James Ryan, the captain. The Bulls think it's gone forward. Gibson Park battling away, and now the decision is made.
Crouch! Boy! Sir! Keep it up!
And it comes from Berger. Does he have the solid platform? Indeed they do, and able to clear, but Sheehan finds his man just about. It's now with Doris. Coming at pace is Josh van der Fleer. What a line that was from the open side. Byrne is caught, unable to deliver the pass out to the on-rushing Ringrose. Leinster come again. Gibson Park, short ball to Ryan. Furlong, quick pass, it was too quick for his teammates. Bulls have it, storming away goes Bota.
No advantage, off feet, we come back.
In reserve for the Bulls.
Crouch!
A club who are well decorated from their Super Rugby days. 3 titles in 4 years between 07 and 2010. They win the penalty. Look what it means to that.
Get as an automatic 10 more yards or something like that, if you can clearly see who it is.
After a try against Glasgow last week, he is on to try to get Leinster back in the ascendancy. It's Steenkamp's claim from the line out that sets up Johan Grobbelaar. Van der Fleer tries to counteract that.
7 blue around the neck.
Norkia, it's a high tackle that has come in, and Kutsia charging at full tilt. Grobbelaar.
High tackle number 7 blue.
He's gone through so many carries, the hooker.
No advantage, holding.
I think of the Bulls just continually trying to slow the game down, get everything to work in their favour. Had it been...
Now Grobbelaar. Norkia rises high as it's now in the hands of Wout Steenkamp. Grobbelaar attaches himself to the back of this maul that is rampaging towards the Leinster line. There's advantage coming as it's taken down, and the referee goes under the post. It's a penalty try, and that could be a crucial moment in this game. There's going to be further punishment for Leinster, and it's going to see James Ryan, their captain, well, it's unstoppable. Certainly legally.
Use it! Onside, onside!
Berger will clear. Leinster have time to make their response, but how much punishment will come from that yellow card
to the URC as champion contenders?
Well, Johnny Sexton on in moments of great need. Leinster turn to one of the greats of all time.
Knock on blue and then offside.
Grobbelaar finds Wout Steenkamp.
9.
And the Bulls will look to hammer home this advantage that they've got with the extra man. And James Ryan in the bin. An extra man in the pack.
Don't change.
Here comes Kutsia to add his weight, joined by Steenkamp.
Don't roll. You support.
We've got Ross Maloney, who's joined in as well, on for Joe McCarthy. Came on at the same time as Johnny Sexton. Ruan Norkia.
Way 2 now.
Dip of the shoulders.
Use.
Berger.
9, don't play for penalties, please.
Norkia. The scrum half feeds Kutsia. As always, he has been everywhere for the Bulls.
Play.
Shows up week in, week out.
Play.
Elric Lowe. Another mightily impressive performance from him. And Arno Botha, that back row, setting it up now for Hendricks and Arendse. Tambwe trying to avoid the tacklers. Gerhard Steenkamp this time. Berger, Steenkamp. And knocked on by Grobbelaar. 2-year-old.
Boy! Sir! Stacking back!
Leinster pack holds firm. Sexton to O'Brien. He's charged down. And where will this land? Harold Forster, first of all, was really unlucky.
Oh,
looks very clever from Jimmy O'Brien.
Area for what I'm seeing, Matteo. So we'll start with the goal line dropout.
Arendse takes. And one to chase for Tambwe. O'Brien claims. Can't get past the winger though. And Arendse looks to make the steal. It's back there for Leinster and Sheehan.
Tackle release!
Gibson Park to Sexton, looking to conjure up something special for Ringrose, and Moody came. It's knocked on. in the final quarter of this game. It's O'Brien. And chips that through. Aronson looking to cover. It's another smart kick. Grobler finds Swanepoel well. Berger didn't take the risk.
Use it!
Grobler's pick up. Leinster looking for any opportunity.
Push back.
Berger is able to squeeze that through a gap. It's taken though by O'Loughlin. He's well tackled. Gibson Park helps it on to Sheehan. Great carry from the hooker. Leinster rallying through Sexton. It doesn't go to hand. Did it go forward? Gibson Park is taken out of the play by Moody, and it did go forward. In fact, 20 minutes to play in Dublin.
Set.
And the holders
9
are under major pressure.
goes out.
Pickup comes from Lowy. Got it out of there just in time. But Leinster turn that one. There's advantage. The full penalty not awarded yet because flying forward is Doris. Leinster with their tails up. They know that these moments are critical. Sheehan tackled back by Bota. Gibson Park looks for options, finds Porter. The scrum half again goes. This time Lowe gets on it and we'll go back. Sheehan, and it's a Bulls ball as Coetzee charges onto the ball. And that will be a sinking feeling for Leinster. They worked so hard to get into that position, but up went Janko Swanepoel in the line out. The Bulls scramble the ball clear.
If he puts too much into it, too much into the emotion, he might be ready to make mistakes as well.
Ambrose Papier is on at scrum half. Here comes Doris. Manages to break through the tackle of Coetzee. That doesn't happen often. Sheehan. He's given everything to the Leinster cause. And the penalty is now awarded.
And then try to take it quickly. You to the game like this will, I think, really wake up everybody to the quality.
Well, again, the Bulls line out does the business. I think it was Norkia that time who got up to flip it back on their side. Telling moments in this contest. Ones that if Leinster don't turn this around, that if the Bulls do hold on, they will look back to moments like that. Smith under massive pressure. Swanepoel. He's made an impact off the bench, the second row.
That's once.
You just need to be careful, teetering close to the touchline.
No hands. Guys, quiet, please.
It's taken on by Forster.
Use it.
And Papier take as much time and the full length of Swanepoel's back leg to clear that one, and the knock on from
a little bit more chat back to the referee, and it's working in their favour.
Well, Luke McGrath is on at scrum half, the man who captained Leinster in last season's final. As down goes the scrum, there was a temptation as the whistle moved towards the referee's mouth, but he elected to allow play to rumble on.
Make sure you go on side. Use it.
And Papier
Stay on side,
will fire another one up with his right boot. O'Brien gets under it well. Leinster come through Maloney. And now Van der Fleer.
Tackle, release.
Swanepoel trying to disrupt things as much as possible. Sexton now goes to the sky. Tambwe underneath it. Aronson too, but it's Ringrose who puts his stamp on that ball. O'Brien helps it on now. Larmour after it. He's high with the tackle.
Okay? So you can ask me. I cannot check it. Okay?
Yeah, that's okay for me.
It's a sort of a seatbelt type tackle. I don't think he's gone for the head or anything. He's slipped up. And he hasn't really touched the neck or the head area, so
Matteo, from what I'm seeing, is
should be a Leinster ball
over the line of the shoulder.
Seatbelt, solo CP.
Yeah, no, it's a seatbelt tackle, so it's I tackled.
It's going to be a penalty for the Bulls.
Chris Smith has fired all those years ago when everyone tipped the New Zealanders to go through. The man who guided the Springboks to a World Cup. This Bulls side did go all the way to the Rainbow Cup final. They didn't show up in Treviso last season, but they might be going to the URC final this year if they can hold out Leinster for the final 12 minutes. Swanepoel.
Stacking.
Now Papier.
Stacking the 50.
Got it away just before Van der Fleer. And Tambwe with a sensational take. The ball coming over his shoulder. Papier, Sheehan blasts up in defence. Kutsia, and it comes to Matanzima. Now Tambwe.
It's crossing.
To come on, he wasn't originally amongst the 23, but replacing Ryan Baird. It's Jack Conan. That's the man that goes off. Ruddock on. That's a better line out from Leinster. Here's Sexton, picks the pass to Henshaw, and Larmour now goes through, returns it to Ringrose, and he gets it on to O'Brien, and in the corner! Leinster will fight to the death.
It's one of those straight off the training park, isn't it? Great line from Larmour. And then the flooding through. Nice handling, everyone getting a touch of the ball. That's really well worked from Leinster. It's the first time that we've seen them put a phase of play together where everything has been crisp, the handling has been sharp, ball in front of each other. And
he's done it so many times before, but this one will slide past. WJ Steenkamp is on for the final 9 minutes. That one is charged down. It's untidy for Leinster, but they do get it back on their side as McGrath
Use it!
will make the clearance. Aronson, the take. 5-point lead for the Bulls. Taken on by Matanzima.
No hands!
And since they got their penalty try, the Bulls haven't really threatened.
Use it!
Papier with the little clip over the top. It's well collected by Sheehan. He's well tackled though by Aronson.
Inside!
And from inside the 22, O'Brien can clear towards halfway. Smith. High one from him, but that's not got much distance on it at all. It's a bit of a lottery. It's Smith that has the ball, and penalty. This ball into the line out, which Norkia will take. The clock ticks down.
That's once going backwards.
Bismarck Duplessis has it at the back of the maul. Now he looks to splinter off. He's a little isolated as Van der Fleer tries to get the turnover. Papier waits for the support of his forwards. This is exactly where the Bulls want to play this game. Has it been stolen though by James Ryan? Leinster fancy it, the crowd fancy it. The ball back in blue hands.
Who's back?
And Sexton just got that away in time. The chase is on, the ball bounces up for O'Brien. Larmour just loses his footing at the key moment. And the knock on. Oh, that's a horrible.
post. Post goal.
Lovely little dink over the top there. And the regather. I thought this was curtains time for the Bulls, but just losing footing on the ground. And Curtly Arnson did well to make the tackle quickly.
He went 60 seconds or less.
Mornay Stain, the man who sunk the Lions for the Springboks right through the middle. It was never in doubt. It's a take by Henshaw. Leinster aren't finished yet. This is their crown to lose. Here goes O'Brien, looking to be the spark for the Leinster comeback. In goes Ringrose, that's out. And Duplessis can fight for it, but it comes back on the Leinster side. Doris. It's a Bulls penalty.
Mornay Stain, cool and calm.
And makes a mess of it.
Duplessis with a short one to the front for Matanzima.
Use it!
And 2.5 minutes to go.
He's out, ball is out, ball is out, rolling with the hand.
Papier. The take from Larmer. He's not given up yet. It's a smashing tackle from Marcel Coetzee. Now Sexton. It's all or nothing for Leinster. Ringrose, it's knocked on. Papier charged down. We'll go back.
Amount of experience within this Bull team, and I think it's come to the fore tonight.
Bind! Set!
Papier. Now Stain.
Touch!
That's a clever kick
touch.
as avoids the blitz defence. As across comes Kieran Frawley.
Who's back?
The dying moments of Leinster's season that saw heartbreak in Europe. Robbie Henshaw.
No.
And as superb as they were last week, when it has really counted, Leinster have not been at their best tonight. The Bulls have. The fourth best team in the league, if you go by the finishing standings. They've come to the home of the reigning champions, the #1 team in the competition, and the Bulls have created a major shock. Out it comes from O'Brien to Ringrose.
Quiet.
And the Bulls have had to absorb so much that Leinster have thrown at them since they got that 10-point advantage.
No hands.
It's been mightily impressive from Jake White's side. The clock is red. The penalty will go Leinster's way.
Quicker, please.
And Sexton. Here comes Sheehan for one last time. Matanzima. McGrath sends it out to Doris. You know, Alatoa almost under the posts. Van der Fleer, it's another penalty. Quickly taken.
Onside, White. Stop.
For one last effort for Leinster. But it is mere consolation. Has Coetzee managed to get in and disrupt the final charge from Leinster? It's another. It's about pride for Leinster now. Taken by Sheehan. He's certainly given it everything.
Advantage, no harm.
There's Healy. There's another penalty coming. They might not need it because the try is scored for Leinster.
Yeah, you can see Cian Healy just squeezing over.
One.
Over it goes from Sexton. That is it. This is a statement moment in the URC. The Bulls have come to Dublin and they have knocked over the reigning champions.